everybody, and thanks for joining us today. My name is Dirk Wood. I'm the CEO of Parallaxis, and with me today I have Greg Hap Pearman, who is the Director of Engineering here with us at Parallaxis. Today we are going to be talking about creating a personalized digital identity and the ethics issues that surround that. So, Hap, as a first question, what is a digital twin or persona?
Good question. So a digital twin or persona is much like it sounds. It's a copy of yourself, in this case, in a digital format. So digital voice, potentially digital video or both. And it's a clone that behaves and acts and talks like you.
Very interesting. Second question, where does AI play a role in digital personas?
Well, it's hard to find a place AI doesn't have a role today, good or bad. But in this particular instance, it plays a role in helping digitize your voice and creating that digital clone of your voice. It plays a role in how it presents you, your digital twin, to the world, and how it interacts with people when they talk with it. And it plays a role just in general in figuring out different things you can do with your digital twin.
Next question might be for the folks out there who aren't super technical. I know, obviously, Hap, you're one of the more technical folks on the planet. But for those of us who don't have your chops on the technical realm, how much technical wizardry do you know, or do you need to do this sort of stuff?
That's another great question. You really don't need to have hardly any. When I set this particular digital twin experiment up that I didn't have to write any code. I just had to follow the instructions that the different tools, the AI tools that I used, needed in order to capture my voice and to release myself out into the world, following their pieces and a little bit of prompt engineering, which is really just writing information about how you want to present yourself and how your digital twin should behave. That's it. Really no technical experience needed.
The other question is, how realistic is a digital persona? It's probably only as bad today as it's ever going to be. It's probably just going to get better from here. But today, how realistic would you say it really is?
Well, it really depends on how much effort you want to put into, even though it may not take a lot of technical expertise to get up and going. There is a lot of tweaking you need to do to fine tune your digital twin to act more like you and interact more like a human, and that takes some time. So you can get up and running in a day, but you probably want to invest more time than that to really get a good quality digital twin of yourself. And that can take weeks or months.
But what about costs? How expensive is this to do?
That is an important question. Cost is always a variable. So I use two particular services, one to clone my voice, and that one runs $22 a month to store and have available your cloned voice. And then I use the second service that used that cloned voice to be able to present myself to the world, make it accessible outbound and inbound from what I was doing. So for that one, it goes by the minute, and it really depends on how you mix and match the different tools together for the quality that you want. But on general, you can expect about 12 cents a minute.
And then last question for you, Hap. What ethical issues, ethical concerns should a person consider if they're going to create a digital persona?
This is the real big sticking point overall for AI in general and on this topic specifically. Since you are creating something that is a clone of yourself, basically representing yourself to the world, some people may or may not know that they're dealing with your clone and not you specifically. So, how ethical is it for this thing to go do your job and you to go off on a vacation? As my boss, you might have some real concerns about that. But if I'm doing just repetitive tasks, maybe I need to set up a bunch of appointments and I know real clear parameters about what that is, then maybe that's really more ethical in use. So I think it's still very early on days to really decide where that fine line kind of lies. But you definitely need to kind of have that into your forethought about how this thing is representing you and when it should be represented.
Cool. Well, thanks, Hap. Appreciate the insights, and thanks everybody for listening. And then pause there. I'll stop. I'll stop it. Maybe we could slice in Billy Madison, where that one dude is saying, "I choose business ethics." I don't know.
I choose business ethics.